Hi everyone. So this is MK Ultra. If you watched the first video, you heard him meowing. Um, the reason why I didn't pick him up is because he doesn't really like the mask, so I'm gonna put him down right now so he can wander around. This is A.R.S.E, a random stunner explains. So this is gonna be the first part of my forensic mythology series, and this is gonna be on All Hallows Eve or Halloween and the Day of the Dead. Uh, and how they were um, overtaken by the Catholic holiday of All Saints Day. So first, a quick update on 3i Atlas. So it won't be visible again until early December. At the moment, the trajectory shows no change from its previous uh, projections, so there's no threat to the Earth immediately. NASA has a page up to 3i Atlas now, but everything on there is pretty much everything that's been released, and you can find also on A.R.S.E. Nothing new. I mean, if you've been researching 3i Atlas at all, then you pretty much know everything that's going to be on the NASA page. I went through it already. I didn't see nothing new or no further explanations of what they found so far. So that would be the quick update on 3i Atlas. So Halloween or All Hallows Eve is the night before, which would have been last night, the 31st. Today's the November 1st. Today's All Saints Day in the Catholic calendar, or All Hallows Day. And so yesterday would have been All Hallows Eve, which eventually became Halloween. But before that, it was a Celtic festival of Samhain, which goes back, almost more than a thousand years or so. And when the Catholic Church eventually made its way into northern, I guess, the United Kingdom, and converted the Celtics, they combined their festival of Samhain with All Saints Day, and the 31st became All Hallows Eve, which eventually became Halloween. Originally, the tradition was just to keep away the bad spirits. They would carve faces into pumpkins or turnips. The pumpkin thing didn't really start until the Irish got to America, and pumpkins were more abundant, and so they started using pumpkins. So that's a more recent addition to the Halloween culture. The candy thing too, of course, is just the chocolate companies trying to make money. So that's also actually a more recent addition than the pumpkins. The bobbing for apples thing probably goes back to a Roman festival, uh, which was held on the same day. And the Day of the Dead thing, that's a little bit different because that's more of an indigenous American idea. That was actually about a 3,000-year-old, month-long festival of the dead that the Aztecs and then their precursors in the area used to hold. So, I mean, a real quick history. The Aztecs moved into the area, which is now Mexico City. There was other inhabitants. From my understanding, there was at least 5 other different tribes that lived in the area when the Aztecs moved in. And they're probably the ones that had the original Festival of the Dead that the Aztecs adopted and was in use when the Spanish arrived in the 1500s. And they also, like I said, the same thing that they did with the Celtics. They combined their indigenous holiday with their holiday of All Saints Day. But in the Americas, it became the Day of the Dead and was moved and was a 2-day festival, the first and the second, which would be today and tomorrow. So, going back to the Catholic Church and its invasion of Europe, because the Roman Catholic Church moved northward into Europe, and it destroyed actually a lot of the native European cultures, like the Druids, the Celtics, which you mentioned earlier, where we get the festival for Halloween, the Samhain festival, and there was a lot of the Germanic tribes. um, stuff like that. And it's just like, I guess not cultural appropriation because it's cultural replacement. And from my understanding, the Native Europeans had a similar belief to what the Native Americans had, a earth-based um, like, and a lot of homeopathic medicine, stuff like that, and a worship of nature. And like I said, it didn't change until the Catholic Church invaded. Um, so the Day of the Dead, I have an altar in my house. Me and my daughter built, because like she wanted to for her, our ancestors, our family members, and we're gonna have it up until tomorrow. Put candles and food and the like. Um, I mean, I don't know. Like, I really don't believe in like ghosts or hauntings or something like this where like a person stays in that form, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because my idea of the human body is that it's made up of three parts. Really, rather simply, the soul, which is eternal, the body, which is temporary, and your personality, which makes you you, or makes you unique. And then, everything else is just, like, whatever. But, like, you know, so the body is just temporary. I really don't think that your soul is tied to your body after it fails and it's released back into the universe. And, I'm Buddhist, converted Buddhist. So I do believe in reincarnation. And my idea is that from the moment you die to the moment you're reborn, time, space, all that is irrelevant. So I feel like you could be born in the past, future, whatever. There's not like a linear path for reincarnation, and I don't think it's limited to Earth. I think you could be reincarnated into almost anything, not just another human being. So I don't know, but I do like taking my kids out trick or treating. They have fun, and like there is more to reality than we can see. I mean, just the fact that the terms ultraviolet and infrared exist tells us that we know there's more to reality that we're aware of or that we could see. And so maybe like the Celtics and believe that there was a weakening of the barrier between here and the spirit world. I mean, like I said, I don't think you're tied to your body after you move on. So like this whole thing about like you're gonna be that person you are now forever, haunting some poor random family in a scary movie. I don't think that happens. The whole idea of me of like is uh, that you're here to work on your soul as you're alive, and quite frankly, if you're a piece of shit when you die, you're gonna be reincarnated as a piece of shit. I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, I mean, not literally, but like your vibe and your aura and stuff like that. So, work on yourself a little, be a lot kinder, and maybe in your next life, you'll have more of a blessing. Uh, MK Ultra wants to go out. Like I said, if you heard him in the last video, the reason why I didn't pick him up because he doesn't really like the mask. And so that was my little brief summary of All Hallows Eve and Halloween and the Day of the Dead. So, like I said, the Day of the Dead is a 3,000-year-old idea, and All Hallows Eve or Samhain is at least 2,000 years old, probably a little bit older. And All Hallows Eve, of course, I would say about 1,000 years or so, probably a little bit longer when the Catholic Church finally had a stronghold in northern England. Okay, guys, well, that's my sign to go. So, namaste, good night, and thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I forgot to say that last time. Alright, y'all, bye.